punch me in the face.
I'm dealing with this.
The camera's on. And the one who's got the taser just threatened to taser me.
Yeah, did you? Right, it's on my camera.
If you can work yourself out then, can you?
Could you let go of me?
No. What's your name?
We're an opportunity. You're going to be opportunity.
We're dealing with this. We're not giving you anything. Well, we're dealing with it. All right.
So, Patrick Kennedy, or real name Gareth Barrett, has been arrested and jailed for fraud. Yeah, I could have thought that would probably happen, especially since watching him fabricate all these documents, all these fake court documents, especially ones around myself saying some awful things about me. So, yeah, he's been arrested for fraud, and there's a Twitter account called Camelot, who is his most avid follower, who was putting out some of the sick stuff about me, saying that I owned this website called Fandom that had imagery in it that was connected to child abuse or human trafficking or whatever. She'd put out these horrible posts around me saying, with the fake court documents that Gareth Barrett had fabricated, saying that I was wanted or I'd been tried and convicted for child abuse charges, and listed all those crazy names. If you guys haven't seen that, I listed all of that in my recent video. Charlie Ward and Gareth Barrett put out lies about me, or are in legal hot water, and that they tried to discredit me for exposing them. So you've all seen the video, I'm sure. If you've not, go back and please watch where I went undercover to catch a grifter. And that was when I did a interview with Gareth Barrett, or Patrick Kennedy, who claims that he is the son of JFK. Patrick Kennedy said he didn't know who Gareth Barrett was. Said that he's from birth was Patrick Kennedy, and he had the passport to prove it. And yeah, so after he'd been jailed, I went undercover again, not as Ron Jeremy this time, but I went undercover as a white hat legal representative, and I explained to his avid follower that I was going to try and bust him out of jail. So let's show you how that conversation went, and how we found out that everything that they've said about me was fabricated, and also found out about his arrest, and even got a video of his arrest, which is hilarious. So let's check that out. Okay, so this was fun. So here we are. We have Camelot's Twitter channel. 1,221 followers, you know. It seems that Patrick Kennedy, or Gareth Barrett, real name, has managed to get quite a following by making a lot of fake accounts, which is something that I've covered before as well. But yeah, this was the account a lot of the vile stuff was coming from, and unfortunately, you know, I think the lady who owns this, I know her real name, I won't say it here, but she's someone that's really been taken in by this whole fake king grift, and she really believes it, and her whole heart's in it, and I do feel bad for her. And you know, obviously I won't share her identity here, but there's only so much I can feel bad for her, because Gareth has fed her stuff to report on me, and it's sick, the stuff that she did, saying that you know, I'm a pedo, wanting on child trafficking charges, etc., putting pictures out of me, doctored pictures that Gareth had doctored. Again, he likes doctoring things. He comes up with fake documents and you know, photoshopped images, etc. So yes, anyway, one of my associates was talking to her. We tried trying to talk sense into these random claims, which has obviously come from Gareth, who, you know, was completely enraged by me exposing him, and they tried saying some of these things at first, and then left it alone. After the video, he tried threatening me, as you'll see at the end of that video, where he the next day says, you know, if you put out that video, you're going to be hanged for high treason, etc. But he left it alone for weeks and weeks. So about 3 weeks later, I saw he was making fake Donald Trump accounts and fake JFK Jr. accounts, etc., etc., Ghost Ezra, and then retweeting, all like this circle of retweeting, and they were gaining lots of followers. So I mentioned that and said, guys, you know, let's expose this, because really gullible people are believing it. And so that then invoked a massive reaction where, you know, he'd put out these fake documents saying like Sarah Jeffries from China was abused by him. Obviously the immediate flaws are that, one, it's from a fake court. He's copied from a fake court a logo, put it onto these documents. Then he's made these documents saying that I was tried and convicted for child trafficking charges with not my real name, because he doesn't know it. So he's put M Secret Truth on it, which wouldn't happen on a legal document. And then he's got names on them. You know, coming from various parts of the world. Some of them are from countries, some of them are from continents, and it's things like Sarah Jeffries from China, like total Chinese name, right? I mean, it's as if a 12-year-old wrote them. But anyway, so that's the story behind that. Let's go through this. Basically, someone was talking to this lady and saying, we're going to try and bust Gareth out of jail. Once we found out that Gareth had been arrested for fraud and put in jail again, we, you know, this guy started asking us some questions, got some information, and then I wanted in on the action. So he was saying that he was working for White House, WH1, and that, you know, he was a part of the White Hats team. We're going to bust him out of jail. And eventually he said, right, okay, we've got someone from a legal team that's going to help from WH1, and that's where I started. She added this account, and that's where we start off on this story. So I immediately say, is this line secure? Running dark web metadata checks, standby. And she goes, okay, I have 2 devices. And I said, security checks complete. I see some suspect login attempts from separate devices in different locations. I must ask you this, and it is extremely important to the security of high-up operations. If you do not answer honestly, this operation could be terminated. Are you confident that you are the only persons with access to this account? And she says, myself now, yes, but Patrick set up the account for me, so he has access, but also he's in jail at the moment. It's Patrick E. Kennedy's account. I said, okay, so only King Arthur, rightful King of Britannia. This would be why the separate IP addresses. You have passed initial clearance. And she says, account logged, but it's only me here. So I say, I have been instructed by WH1 to assist a very sensitive situation regarding Patrick from a legal manner. This has full backing from the White Hat operations and Trump himself. Let's rescue Patrick. Commence operation Charlatania. The word charlatans in the operation, I mean, again, it just goes to show how easily duped these people are. And she's like, yes, please. I said, okay, thanks. So my colleague, thanks to my colleague, we've gathered information and it's passed you on to me as I run the legal team. We can get him out and have the officers fired and maybe even jailed, but I need a lot of information to help here. Please assure Patrick if you're in contact, we're working as quickly as possible. We also have an agent working in HMP Hull. When we can establish contact, we'll have him send a sign to Patrick. And so I talk a bit about do not share this with anyone because it'll compromise the operation. And I say I've got legal paperwork framework in front of me. We need the details. We've tried to contact our HMP Hull contact, but worryingly, he's gone dark. So we can't access at this moment the details of Patrick's arrest. What is the exact reason they claim Patrick was arrested for? What was the details about his last arrest? We know fraud, but from what? It was 8 weeks he served prior. And she says it was CC Lee Freeman who authorised things here from Humberside Borough. And I said, we have his details. We're coming after him. Please answer the above questions. And she says, okay. Said it was a recall from the last arrest, which was fraud. No victim, but he served 8 weeks in June for this so-called fraud. He has his passport and they arrested him under a wrong name, being Gareth Barrett. Well, that was his real name. I'm sorry. He's only recently changed by deed poll, as I suggested in that video, by deed poll to Patrick E. Kennedy, which blows his whole story out of the water, because he apparently was born as Patrick Kennedy, was born as JFK Jr. You can see all that in that video. But anyway, as he showed it to me, and the crime doesn't exist, he served like 8 weeks in prison for so-called fraud. And I said, we need details around his actual arrest, so we can nail the bastards. They put his passport in an evidence bag. I have a video of the unlawful arrest, but Twitter forces cut, so she couldn't send it to me. And I said, no, this will go against them majorly. Do you have a Google Drive account? You know, all the footage is important here. It's undisputable evidence we can use in a court of law. And then she sends me the video, part of it anyway. And yeah, so I tried to get the rest of the video, and she's in contact with his wife. And so we also need the address to put on the paperwork and send me all the footage. And then we have the full footage, so let's check that out.
Say that they're under the arrest. Can I have your name and number, please?
And just punch me in the face.
I'm dealing with this.
The camera's on.
And the one who's got the taser just threatened to taser me.
Yeah, did you? Right, it's on my camera.
If you can work yourself out then, can you?
Could you let go of me?
No.
What's your name, officer?
Opportunity. You give me the opportunity to
Dealing with this. We're not giving you anything while we're dealing with it. All right.
So you're Humberside Police?
Yes, Humberside Police.
Well, do you know the council actually dissolved?
Oh, do you know what? No.
Well, you better go and check.
And it's absolutely irrelevant.
Don't close my door. I think you've trespassed on our property.
Oh, you can't get the red on that. They can zoom in on it.
He hasn't done anything. No, he didn't, because he got released and he got sent back. Yes, he did.
Okay, can I just say and point out that Gareth is wearing a Punisher t-shirt. Anyone that's watched my previous videos on him with Justice, etc., Justice will appreciate this, but yeah, anyone that's seen those, pain is coming, bro. It was absolutely fitting that he was wearing that. But anyway, moving on, soon afterwards, she actually gave me his address. His full address with postcode, date of birth, everything. Real name, Patrick E. Kennedy. And yeah, I mean, that's how easy it is. It just shows you the sort of people that are being misled by him. So that's all I need for now. I've just found out that our whole contact has been compromised. He's no longer with us. Testicular torture. Nasty stuff. Oh, God. Any normal, sane person would suss this out. Nasty stuff. I'll update you when I know more. The paperwork is submitted, and she says, thanking you in anticipation, his loyal patriot. So that was that, and then I decided to change tact and try and get her to admit that everything they've said about me is absolute BS. So I started round 2. And here we go. So we need information on this M-Seeker of Truth. Can you provide me your research? We will deep dive on him, but I understand you have proof of him owning a website and proof of him being involved in child abuse. Let's take him down too. We also need to know when Patrick changed his name, because she didn't answer that before. 10th of the 9th, 2001, applied, received October 2021. So he only changed his name from Gareth Barrett to Patrick Kennedy in October 2021, like last month. In fact, how is that even possible? Because I did the video on him, with him, the interview, September the 22nd, I think it was. So he somehow wasn't even Patrick Kennedy when I did that video. That's interesting. But so maybe he then, after that video, went out and got his name changed, because he'd been rumbled pretending he was Patrick Kennedy. That is interesting. Anyway, so this is the one of the claims that they made, that I own this fandom website, which I think's like, I've not really looked into it too much. I think that's like a game fan game, like fans of gaming channel or something. But I've not really looked into it. I do not own this website. I mean, it's just ridiculous, the stuff that they pull out. But yeah, apparently I own this website, and apparently it's got lots of symbolism in there and whatever. So his logos are on the website front. And there's Caroline Stevens, who I used to be in contact with. She interviewed Greg Hallett. And she then realised that he was a fraud, and then started contacting me. Then she started bombarding me with messages. One of those people. And, I stopped reading them all because, you've only got so much time. And a lot of stuff she was saying was crazy. But she's recently started saying M for Freemason and showing my Wix website. I don't even have a proper website, and this is what makes me laugh. They think I own this fandom.com popular website. I don't even have a proper website for myself. Anyway, guys, I'll try and leave a link actually for my website. It just has any videos that get banned on there, and I also put them on Rumble, and I think they're starting a BitChute soon, so I'll do that. So here we go. Okay, sorry, can you explain the research? How have you proved that this fandom.com is M-Seeker's website? And she doesn't answer that first, and she says this is his current Facebook account. Tucker Tucker something. It's not me. Like, where the hell did that come from? And it says on the background of the picture, Prince Andrew is a sweaty N-word. Anyway, it's not mine. Current Facebook account. So anyway, I say Caroline Stevens is paid by the Telegraph, which is something that someone did actually message me recently. She's not reliable information. And then she says, he's part of the censorship. He bullies people. There's evidence since a year and a half ago. Okay, so let's see what this evidence is, shall we? And I say, okay, please forgive me, but if we want to nail this M-Seeker, we need actual research. How do you know Tucker M is his account? How do you know he owns the fandom website? Also, can you provide proof for us of the child abuse claims? And she sends Gareth's fake document, which is just ridiculous in so many ways. And then she says, Patrick said the video evidence, he's seen it, made him sick. I didn't want to see it. He said it's with Trump, POTUS. So Patrick had been claiming that he'd seen child abuse videos with me in, right? So just him seeing that is a crime on its own. So he's not very bright. Obviously, this is not true whatsoever. But apparently he said that to Trump. Okay, so this is what he was claiming a while ago. And she thought it was too sick to see. So she hasn't seen the evidence of this. This is just word of mouth from a clearly disgruntled Patrick. Or Gareth, rather. And I said, Trump hasn't seen anything regarding this, and this is a fake document from a fake court. It looks like a 12-year-old wrote it. It does. Did Patrick show any evidence at all to you? Are you sure he's the king? Wait, didn't he claim he was Patrick Kennedy and hadn't changed his name by deed poll? So now we find out he did change his name. He lied about that. He also said he wasn't Gareth Barrett. He lied about that. I'm on the phone to Trump right now. We may have made a big mistake here. Please clarify all this so we don't abort. And then she starts to panic a bit. No, he told me he'd seen clips from his family. I've witnessed this guy personally debunking Greg Hallett. And removed me 11 times on Facebook, which is not true. He's trying to debunk Patrick too. So I know this is not true because I went into her inbox after I made the interview with Gareth Barrett, and proved he was lying about it all. And then I went and checked his avid followers, and I sent them all a courtesy, direct message, and just saying, watch this video, this guy is having you on. And she was the most avid of them and was saying, no, that's not even him, she said actually at first. That's not him. You've got an actor for that. And then she realised it was actually him because of his responses, and said, oh no, I've found out that Gareth told me this, that and the other. So anyway, so I say, let me deep dive his account and double check this blocking activity. You're not lying about him blocking you, are you? If so, please tell me now before this check is complete. Greg Hallett was a deep state asset to gain control of the crown. Wait, King Arthur knows this, right? And then she says, no, he's definitely part of the censorship. She's not even answering my questions here. She's just saying, no, M-Seeker's censorship. Patrick had seen clips from what? From whose family? And she says, clips of M. Seeker raping young girls. From whose family? His family, she says. Trump told him to change name when he did. I said, can we get this straight, please? As Trump has never spoken to Patrick, and Trump is not a Kennedy. Trump sent him these videos, yet Patrick claims he sent Trump them? Details are important here. And then she says, sorry, he mostly talks to JFK Jr. He's very private with exact details. Of course he is, because he's lying to you. And I say, we need to get this info straight. Please forgive me for my bluntness. Oh, so he doesn't actually share anything with anyone. He just tells you that he's in communication with JFK Jr. and Trump, huh? And she says, Guinevere, Guinevere, that's not her real name, by the way. Guinevere is his wife. And he did send Trump a video when I was with him at the Wallace Monument. It said, green, go. And I say, I've deep dived M. Secret Truth Facebook account. I have seen one blocking action from an account related to your IP address. There was a short exchange of messenger messages and you blocked him. And she says, again, so she's gone back on saying that I've blocked her multiple times here. Yes, he threatened me from what evidence I had, which is untrue. And I say, Trump has received no such message. Are you sure Patrick doesn't make fake accounts of Trump, JFK Jr. and Ghost Ezra, etc.? We know he does. And she says, him and Mark Bodenham. And I say, no, I've seen the messages. He didn't threaten you. He gave you his evidence. No mark is included in these messages. How much are you lying to us about here? She starts to panic here even more. They are very pushy with evidence, she says. The other guy knew about Wallace Monument on the 6th of Stirling Castle. The people swore him in, including me. Since over a year ago, I've had the shills attacking me, even before I knew Patrick. And I say, this isn't how people get sworn in as king. You don't find a few friends with a different accent and have them put their signature on a piece of paper. You know this, right? We were about to abort. Unless I get the truth here. She says, I don't understand. And I say, answer me these simple questions to avoid the abort. What proof do you have that M. Seeker owns the fandom website? I have to move on to the next soon. Sorry, I'll give you another minute, then I'll put your answer down as none. And she says, I got the links on his channel on Telegram. It took me straight to this website. This website has never been on my Telegram. It is completely made up by Gareth. She's trying to cover for him, and she's lying here. And I know this, so I say, whose Telegram? M. Secret Truth. And I say, how does that prove he owns the website? I'm doing a deep dive into M. Secret Telegram now. 0 results. This website was never mentioned on his Telegram. And she says, it could be his YouTube. M. Secret Truth. I said, okay. Deep dive activating on M. Secret Truth's YouTube. 1 second. 0 results. I've never mentioned it. 0 results. This was never mentioned on there. How do you come across this information? I deep dived the website. It belongs to a guy from Pakistan called Ubin Fooled. And she says, this guy keeps popping up on all my all my SM him and Justice have done videos on YouTube calling Patrick, Gareth, etc. He recently moved house to London area, calls himself a griftbuster. I know he's definitely led with this site, but I can't find it at the moment. I know this. I'm sorry. I'm digging now. And I say, I've deep dived into this. It's not true. He contacted you once to warn you. Gareth wasn't who he says he is. Once. You blocked him. I've seen the work M. Seeker and Justice did trying to debunk Gareth. It was good information. So I ask, what proof do you have that they were lying about Gareth? And she says, Patrick showed me his passport when he received it late October. I did that video on him in September. So how has this happened in October? He's done that as a reaction to the video. He's got his actual legal name changed because I busted him and exposed him. That's crazy. On a video call, it says Patrick E. Kennedy. And I say, you can change your name on a video call. And as you were aware, he did change his name by default. And she says, yes. Okay, I just need to know this, and it's important. Last question. Apart from Patrick's word of mouth, who was clearly enraged with M. Seeker for doing an expose on him, what evidence is there of M. Seeker being involved in paedophilia or child trafficking? I have sent M. Seeker's details to the Trump team for analysis. And she sends me the fake document again. Fake, court, if you want to say that document. I've seen this, and I know this guy never uses his own name. And I say, you do know this is a fake document, as I've said. To even have a legal document, you need to have the guy's real name. You can't put his YouTube name. So this is your proof, a fake document written by an enraged Gareth. She says, no, like I said no to Patrick, who offered to send me the footage. I couldn't. I'm a mum and I have daughters and children. And this couldn't be the reason. I thought he couldn't debunk a concerned parent. And I say, word from Trump team has come in. M-Seeker is a white hat, exposing the predators and pretenders for the white hats. Gareth appears to have a long history of lying to people and fraud. This is upsetting. Trump has passed this on to me. Trump has passed on to me his condolences to you. Please stand by. We will have to ensure he stays in jail. And we need to work. And we need you to work for the good guys now. And she says, okay. So how fickle is that? So after all this time, she's been putting out anything that Gareth says, anything that Gareth fabricates. And all I've done is had to make this account and say that I'm working for Trump and that I'm on the legal team, etc. And say all this stuff. And she's like, okay, I believe you now. Like, well, hang on a minute. You believed this guy was king a minute ago. And I say, Trump and his team will be in touch. Please delete any defamatory and untrue information on your account about M-Seeker. He works for us. I didn't know this until now. He's not a pedo. This is fraud from Gareth, and you could go to prison too. We need you to stay out of prison. You can help the team. And she says, okay, got it. Good. Please do post haste, as I have been informed he has your details from our team and is including you in legal action. I will try to stop it and explain you are working for us now, but it may take time to contact the team in contact with him. And she says, okay. I say, sorry, this must be shocking for you. Please confirm when you have wiped the bad information from your account. And that is the last I've heard from her with these messages. And I can confirm that she has now deleted a lot of the defamatory stuff that she'd written about me, or at least the main stuff. So how easy, I feel sorry for her because of how gullible she is. Even with all of this and me misleading her here, I feel quite bad. But I mean, it's for good reason. She is being duped by, someone claiming he's king and someone saying all this very sick stuff about someone, and she's just spreading it around on the internet. I mean, it's a danger. But yeah, she's deleted that, which is great. Good for her. Even if she's done it under false pretenses and she thinks she's working for Trump now, she thought she was working for the real King of England beforehand. So that's one step better. And hopefully this will teach her a lesson. And, she will realise how easily she is misled, that Gareth's a fraud, amongst all these other things, and how bad it is to spread sick stuff about people without any proof, just because you believe someone like that. I mean, it is really bad. So this is where Charlie Ward is getting his intel on me. Shocking. I mean, when does he ever give evidence of anything that he says? But with this, he probably should have made sure what he was saying was true, because it's criminal what Charlie had said. But so there's Gareth Barrett getting arrested and jailed for fraud. Like I said, I'm not that surprised. We knew this could be coming, and I mean, how fitting is it that we got this information, him being arrested for fraud after obviously me exposing the amount of fraud that he was just doing online. It was also fitting him wearing a Punisher t-shirt. He is being punished himself now for all of this fraud. And glad that we could clear up these claims, these fake, sick claims coming from that group, all because Gareth was pissed off with, me exposing his lies. And, it's not sort of thing you should throw about on the internet. And may I say, he was not arrested because of me, although, I was debating lawful and legal action at this time against him and Charlie Fraud. But didn't need to. How fitting is that? He's in jail now. And he's a fraud. Gareth Barrett is a fraud. He's now called Patrick Kennedy. Since I exposed him, he changed his name to Patrick Kennedy, although he said he was whilst I was interviewing him. I caught him out. Go watch that video. Guys, I hope you like this video. I hope you like me going undercover again, this time not as Ron Jeremy. Maybe Ron Jeremy will make another appearance at some point. Guys, thank you for listening, and do follow M Secret Truth. Subscribe, like, share this about. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care.
And just punch me in the face.
I'm dealing with this.
The camera's on.
And the one who's got the taser just threatened to taser me.
Yeah, did you? Right, it's on my camera.
If you can work yourself out then, can you?
Could you let go of me?
No. What's your name, officer?
Opportunity. You give the opportunity to
Dealing, are we? Dealing with this. We're not giving you anything. Well, we're dealing with it. All right.